Okay, so I think most of the audience attended. So let's get started. Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to have you on board to discuss about viral infection and detection and what TANBead has to offer. My name is Ray, and without further ado, let's get started. So this is today's general outline. I'll be starting off by introducing TANBead company. Later on, share the applications and common issues that you find around the world in terms of viral infection and detection. And after that, we will share the results that we have to offer, and then finally with the conclusion. So basic introduction about TANBead. Our company name is TANBead Nanotech. Registered capital around 7.2 million US dollars. Our main business items are nucleic acid extraction reagents and also automated nucleic acid extraction instruments. Our company was founded around 2004. We started as experts in magnetic particles, which later on we provide the entire solution for reagent extraction kits and automated nucleic acid extractors. We have provided our products and service to over 80 countries, and we became public traded company in 2020 in Taiwan. Further introduction about TANBead. We have 24 patent technologies. We have 2,500 instruments installed globally in the market. Apologies, I think we're having some technical issues. Allow me to solve this first. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, apologies, we're back. Further introduction about TANBead. As just mentioned, we have 24 patented technologies. We have installed over 2,500 instruments globally, and in parallel delivered around 70 million tests of reagent extraction kits. Our factory are based in Taiwan. We have one for instrument production and one for reagents production. Both factory are QMS ISO certificated, and our production rate can go up to 4 million tests per month. Among these 24 patents, one of the most outstanding patent is our spin mixing technology. Normally for DNA RNA extraction, solutions you can find in the market are chemical-based and column-based. These two methods are more manual extraction favorites. When it goes to automated DNA or RNA extraction, magnetic beads-based is the most common type. When it comes to mixing samples and the reagent chemicals, there are different methods. The most common method you see in the market is up and down mixing. This method will create a lot of aerosols and thus result in sample cross-contamination. Our patent technology for TANBead, we use spin mixing to mix thoroughly our samples and our reagent kits. With this method, you can reduce a lot of cross-contamination, and also you can have better sample input volume combining with maelstrom instruments. So for this particular patent, we have registered this patent certificate in Canada, USA, Europe, China, Korea, Japan, and Taiwan. So the other business item that we have is our reagent extraction kits. We have two different versions of reagent kits, autoplate version, auto-tube version. Auto-tube version can offer flexibility up to even 1 sample per run, regardless of what type of instruments that you have. And we have over 10 different kinds of reagent kits, depending on the sample type and extraction targets. Choosing the best suitable extraction kits will offer you the best quality results. So above is the general introduction about TANBead. Next, I will be introducing common diseases related to viral infection around the world. So this webinar is focused on viral infection and detection. So after this webinar, you will understand applications of TANBead virus extraction kits and the solutions we can offer, workflow of the automated purification, and benefits that our walkaway system will offer. The first common viral infection disease I would like to introduce is human papillomavirus, also known as HPV. HPV is a double-stranded DNA virus enclosed by capsid proteins. These capsid proteins will allow the virus to infect epithelial cells that line the cervix. The infected cells then produces many copies of the virus, which can go later on infect other cells. Most women infected by HPV will recover within 2 years, but there is a small chance that these infected cells will transfer into tumor cell, causing cancer. HPV causes many types of cancer and is mainly transmitted through sexual contacts. Among these cancer types, 91% of cervical cancer and 91% of anal cancer are related to HPV infection, and also same as other vaginal cancer and others. The picture on the left is a heat map of confirmed cases related to HPV infection around the world. As you can see, South America, Africa, Eastern Europe, and Southeastern Asia has the more confirmed cases, probably due to the low vaccination rates of HPV vaccine. The picture on the right shows the subtypes of HPV that is more likely to cause cervical cancer. Over 60% of the patients caused by HPV subtype is 16 or 18. To prevent HPV-related cancer, early detection of HPV is critical for disrupting tumor progression. There are 3 common methods to detect HPV infection: cytology method, RNA or protein detection method, and DNA detection of the HPV DNA virus itself. Among these 3 methods, DNA detection can be done in the earlier stage of HPV infection compared to other 2, thus offering patients to start medicine treatments or pre-treatments at a very early stage. So to do a HPV testing, sample collection must be done. So the most HPV common sample types are cervical swab or liquid-based cytology samples. After the sample is collected, most common testing method is PAP or HPV DNA tests, which can be done together, one after the other, depending on the age and medical guidelines. For PAP, it has been used for nearly 80 years. And after your healthcare professional collects the cell from your cervix, sends to a laboratory, and the laboratory people would look for abnormal cells under a microscope. This method is not detecting the HPV virus itself, so it relatively can only be diagnosed at a later stage of HPV infection, which is why HPV DNA test is the more preferred testing method these days. HPV DNA testing is done by PCR method, which you amplify HPV DNA so that the instrument can detect the presence of HPV. And this method is a lot more sensitive, thus offering patients to be diagnosed in early stages. There are some issues with PAP method. A regional study in Africa shows that a large proportion of people had never had a smear test or a PAP test. The main reason is being that most people do not have the concept of regular examinations, and also they don't think they need it. Additionally, a lot of people are concerned because of the sample collection method. It will make you feel embarrassed and uncomfortable, so you are reluctant to do the tests. To solve this issue, WHO has issued a self-cervical swab collection method that is suitable for HPV DNA testing. So not only will this method be more acceptable for people, it will help you detect HPV in early stage, and it helps with epidemiological studies and also HPV vaccine development. The second viral disease I would like to introduce is hepatitis B virus, or HBV. HBV is a DNA virus that is very common and lives inside your liver. According to stats, around 296 million people worldwide are living with HBV infection. Around 1.5 million per year with chronomic HBV. So early detection of HBV can prevent liver damage or cancer. Similar to hepatitis B is hepatitis C, or HCV. Around 58 million people worldwide are living with HCV. HCV is a RNA virus, and also around 1.5 million per year with chronic HCV. And early detection of HCV can also prevent liver damage or cancer. When you introduce viral diseases, it's hard to avoid discussing about COVID, which has been affecting the way human civilization works these past 2 years. There are multiple detection methods, including antigen or antibody testing related to lateral flow, and the most accurate will be RT-PCR tests. Today, what TANBead would like to introduce is we have successfully developed a new extraction kit for RT-PCR testing for COVID. That is not only suitable for all the symptoms you see for COVID testing, but also reduces time. So here is a table showing different RT-PCR methods for COVID testing found from different articles. And we compare the calculated time needed to operate RT-PCR tests in the article. So there are some methods with heat lysis and calculation straightforward to RT-PCR, but the sensitivity is less. So the most common you see in the article is still coronavirus RNA purification, and therefore after RT-PCR. The pink stats shows the extraction time needed for each article that is used for different extraction methods. And our new TANBead Rapid Virus Extraction Kit can reduce 50% of the extraction time needed. So now I would like to introduce products and procedures that our viral extraction kits can offer. So first is our automated extraction instruments. We have the Maelstrom series offering the patented technology and also SOA series. So the numbers indicate the number of samples you can operate per run. So like for instance, Maelstrom 8 is 8 samples per run, 48 is 40 samples, 8 samples per run, 96 96 samples per run. The advantages is free from centrifuge, reduce human errors. You can offer low or high throughput depending on your choice, and our systems are open systems, so you can customize your own protocol. And our general TANBead extraction kit procedure is like the diagram to the left. So normally you do lysis first, offering next by serial steps of washes, and then finally your DNA will be eluted in the elution buffers. So our advantages is we have pre-filled reagent kits, so you don't need to manually pipette the reagents. And because we're using magnetic beads-based system, so it's automation friendly and flexible. When I say flexible, meaning that you can calculate the amount of magnetic beads you want to fill in this run to obtain more yield or less yield. So what TANBead viral reagent kits that we have to offer, we currently have 3 different kinds of reagent kits, depending on what kind of target you want to extract. So we have this new specialized for HPV extraction kit, the 61H series. Sample type can be cervical swab and liquid-based cytology, which is the most common one, which I just introduced. What's special about it is that mucus specimen is also acceptable for these kind of kits. And the next is our general DNA and RNA viral extraction kit, the OptiPure Viral Kit 665 series. The viral sample can be hepatitis B, hepatitis C, coronavirus, or others. Sample type can be serum, PBS suspension, and with correct pretreatment methods, other specimen is also accepted. The last product I would like to introduce is our 685, the ViRapid extraction kit. It's specialized for coronavirus with only three steps of extraction, offering around 10 to 15 minutes of extraction time. Sample type can be swab, saliva, or urine. So I would like to first introduce the workflow of our human papillomavirus HPV kit, the 61H series kit. For normal cervical swab or cytobiology samples, you transfer 300 microliter of specimen into our autoplate or autoclave. You add 10 microliter of proteinase K into column 1 or column 7 and press the protocol on the instrument and walk away. For a mucus sample, you need some pretreatment method to liquefy the sample. So you transfer 300 microliter of specimen into Eppendorf. You add 20 microliter of 1 mole DDT, DTT. You vortex for 10 seconds, and you incubate 10 to 20 minutes at 37 degrees. After, you transfer 320 microliter specimen and 10 microliter of proteinase K into column 1 and 7. And press protocol and walk away. So to sum up the workflow for the HPV kit, the 61H kits. So with mucus sample, you do some pretreatment. With normal samples, you just add the samples to the plates and you press the protocol to operate automated extraction and purification. The workflow for the new ViRapid virus kit, the 685 series for coronavirus, is even more simple. You just add your sample, whether it's swab, urine, or serum, to the plate, and you press protocol and run. And the extraction time is around 15 minutes. You can get high quality pure viral RNA, and also you don't need to add proteinase K for this product manually. Next would be, I would like to share some data and results that we have. First is the HPV kit, the 671H series. You can see on the left, we compared normal sample and mucus sample and to see the extraction results. We detect the HPV 16 subtype and the 18 subtype, with 3 biological samples and 3 replicates. you can see that either it's normal sample, non-mucus, or mucus sample, the CT value is consistent and stable. On the right, we did zero dilution. We integrated human papillomavirus into SIHA cells for 10K copies, 1,000 copies, 100 copies, and 50 copies. So the results are consistent with the CT values. Next would be the hepatitis B and C results with our optipeer viral kit. So for this one, we use spike virus into swab, sputum, and BAL samples to do preliminary tests. And we did different copies of the HBV or HCVs to show the results are consistent to CT value delay for each sample type, which means 2 times less of the copies of the virus. Next would be the, on the left would be the HCV results. We did 60 HCV positive samples, and between comparison of TANBead viral extraction kit, the optipeer one, and the commercial A brand, which is an all-in-one system. So it's a correlation result. You can see the dots compared to two different types of methods are consistent. Figure B is the optipeer virus results using our coronavirus samples. So we detect E gene, N gene, R gene, and also internal control with a commercial S brand. So we spiked in 125 copies of sample virus and compared to the CT value results. And so you can see TANBead results tend to have a lower CT value. Other than that, our team also gathered all the information of the publications users which use our TANBead extraction kits for different kinds of applications. So the optipeer virus kit, when assembling all the kinds of references that we find, we can see there are 4 major types of applications this optipeer virus kit can use. Of course, since it's a viral kit, viral infection is of course a plus. We have references confirm that we have used the optipeer viral kit for RSV samples, and also influenza A or B or enterovirus. We have also have publications using our optipeer viral kit for animal detection. We have 1 or 2 for porcine sickle virus type 2 and 4, and also duck Tembusu virus. We also have articles indicating our optipeer viral kit can do genital infection, like for HPVs, which also acceptable, and also Neisseria and chlamydia, which is 2 types of STD infections. Last, we also have publications indicating that our optipeer viral kit can do diarrhea analysis, whether it's virus or bacteria. So for gastrointestinal infections, pathogens related, our optipeer viral kit can also extract these kinds of pathogens. Next will be the results and data for our new 685, the ViRapid kit, specialized for coronavirus extraction. So on the left, we compared the 685 extraction time with different kinds of models of our extractors, instruments, and compared to our optivirus viral kit, which is the 665 series. You can see that the general reduced time is around 50% less. And on the right, we tested the coronavirus N gene, E gene, and R gene with different kinds of sample types, swab, saliva, and urine. As you can see, the CT values are consistent regardless of these 3 sample types. And in parallel, we also tested our ViRapid extraction kits with 3 different kinds of PCR manufacturers offering the COVID PCR kits. we tried on Reagent, or cell and Solgen kits. And as you can see, regardless of whatever type of the PCR manufactured kits, our CT value for the N gene, E gene are very consistent. So last will be a conclusion of today's webinar. So based on all the introduction and the results and the workflow we shared, as you can see, nucleic acids are highly used in molecular research and diagnostic for all kinds of viral detection and infection with human. And what TANBead has to offer is automated extraction kits for all these kinds of viral infections. We can offer high quality and quantity of extracted nucleic acids. And of course, because what we emphasize our core is automation. So when you combine with our automated extractors, you can have walk-away automated solutions. And of course, choose TANBead for the best quality assurance and service. That will be all for today's webinar. Thank you for coming and listening. And I'm here to take any questions that you may like. You can type it on the chat window, and I will review and answer you. Thank you.